What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Creating Character Podcast. My name is James Willems, and I'm skipping right past my own intro because we got to get to Sky's intro and then talk about something really, really important. Sky.
It is a sunset flip of, I don't know.
Whoa, that's a callback to Wrestling with the Week.
I didn't know where to go with that. But I do know where to go next, and that is to a very special guest. Sort of guest
kind of
slash
I guess, yeah.
Producer.
Yeah.
And we are celebrating something today. Today, actually yesterday at the time of filming, is our producer, super producer, Eric, beautiful Bobby Bador. Happy birthday.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I turned 40. I am 40.
Damn.
Yeah.
You ever see that clip?
Thank you very
Forte.
much.
You see that Kevin Hart clip?
Speaking of Kevin Hart, did you guys see? No,
We immediately abandoned
we
Eric.
jumped right into it. We're going to get back to that. But since you brought it up,
Get into
have you
it,
guys
go.
seen that show Funny AF on Netflix?
No.
It was great. He goes to different cities
Okay.
and he watches stand-up comedians and then he picks a few from each group and then takes them all the way. It's like almost like an American Idol type of thing, but for stand-up.
Yeah.
And then they all go to LA and compete and they go through different phases. They do a roast. They do all this stuff. And then, so there was a whole season that just completed. And it was really good.
Can I say something about Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
He gets a lot of flack because of how mainstream popular he is. I think he's really funny.
I think he's funny
I think
too.
he's just a naturally, even like outside of his stand-up and everything, his pure joke telling, it's just a video of him like on the set of Jumanji or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just funny.
Whenever, like, see, here's the thing. When I talk to other wrestlers or something, and they'll talk about how like certain fans will say, oh, like they think I'm not good or anything. And I always will try to remind them, I'm like, listen, there are people that don't think Kevin Hart's funny. There are people that don't think Dave Chappelle is funny.
Yeah.
And they clearly are.
Yeah.
Like, we can't pretend they aren't. Like, they clearly are funny.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if people cannot think those guys are funny, then it's fine if people are going to think that you're not good.
Kind of like last week when you were calling out the Swifties. Anyway, Eric, it's your
birth.
it's your
It's
birthday.
the anniversary of you being born.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Did you do anything special yesterday?
I did some stuff on Saturday and Sunday. My wife gathered a bunch of people and had a surprise party for me at a bar, which was very cool. I've never had like a surprise party thing, so that was really nice. Like that was walking in. We were gonna play dominoes. I thought we were just gonna go to this bar and play dominoes, and then
Just you and your wife going and playing dominoes.
We do that all the
Bones.
time.
Slapping bones.
You laughed at that part. That's a thing we do all the time.
It's still
We go and
funny.
play
Just
dominoes
because you do it all the
time.
time, it doesn't mean it isn't funny.
What the hell? So we didn't even get to play dominoes. I walked up and there was just like a dozen friends that were like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" So we celebrated that way, and then like my actual birthday is like we just kind of hung out, took it really easy. Not a ton really happening. I actually got a massage in the morning, which I was excited about because I felt like I had like this tightness kind of like through like my rotator cuff and through like my chest and everything. And I talked to this masseuse and I just went, I'm not looking for like a relaxing massage. I want body work. I want to I want to leave here feeling like I worked out, like I get beat up.
Yeah.
Oof, man, I am so sore today from just releasing areas, and I'm like, it just felt like they were like digging into me, trying to get to like my back through my front, and they're like, oh yeah, my pressure's like a 2 out of 10. It's like, oh, this is not good.
Did you flip?
That's
Did you
brutal.
flip over?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was,
You know what the
So
story
it was good.
you told the story about, like you thought you were going to go play bones.
Uh-huh.
It actually reminds me of a story of one of my old friends. His girlfriend planned a surprise birthday. This is a long time ago. His girlfriend planned a surprise birthday for him and told all of us, all of his friends, all of us, well, hey, we're going to meet at this park in like Anaheim or wherever it was, and we're going to have food and all this stuff and yada, 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 right? And we're like, oh, cool, cool. So when we got there, we didn't know what, like we just thought she was just going to bring him to the park and we were going to be there. But apparently her cover story was, we're going to go to an Angels game with a couple of your friends. And he loves the Angels, right? So Eric's already reacting. So he's thinking, oh, like on my birthday, I'm going to get to go to a game with my friends. This is amazing,
Yeah,
right?
why would you?
It's horrible.
Yeah,
Worst
why
cover
would, you're
story
not
ever.
supposed to do something like plan something that's better.
So like she brings him, he's got like a blindfold on. He's got his Angels
Yeah, I
hat,
was gonna
his
say,
Angels jersey, and she takes off the blindfold. He's like, oh man, I wanted to go to the Angels
Yeah,
game.
you can't do that. I thought you were going to say it was the reverse. When you were telling it, I was like, oh, we're just going to hang out with a couple of your friends in the park and it's no big deal. And then he's at the Angels game.
Nope. That was total swerve. We were like, we didn't know either. We found out that day. We're like, oh, this is
Wait,
not...
did you think you were going to an Angels game?
No, we thought, we didn't know what the cover
you didn't
story
know.
was.
I
we knew
see,
what we were doing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he was a good sport about it, but it's, I thought it was so funny. I'm like, what? You totally teased something better. like, hey,
James,
Sky, we're all going to go to the
James?
Laker game. Just kidding.
Dude.
We're just going to hang at your house.
Yeah.
James didn't follow any part of that story at any moment. The whole time
Well,
he
it's
told
because you
it.
were telling it, but my brain just fixed the logic. He was telling it, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." Like you would say, "Oh, it's this small thing we're doing in the park, but we're actually going to the Angels game," and my brain just fixed it all in my head as you were telling it, and then at a certain point, I went, "Wait, that's insane. That's a crazy thing to do." Wow, no, I don't like that. That'd be like, "Hey, I got you
man.
ticket. We're going to Tokyo." 5 weeks in
So-
Tokyo, you and me, baby, we're going. And then you go, actually, we're gonna hang out in the park, and they brought candy.
So what is the worst birthday you've ever had?
I feel like I don't get too up in my head about birthdays. So even when it's like not great, I don't try and dwell on it. But I will tell you that when I was maybe 13 or 14, there was do you guys remember play areas? Like a place you would go in the 90s where you would pay an admission and it would just be a ball pit and some stuff you can climb on and an arcade and putt-putt or an amusement center, I think they were often called.
Okay.
So that was the thing, especially in suburban North Carolina, that you could maybe go-karts or all these things.
Okay.
A family fun center.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. I was going to have my birthday, I think one of like 13 or 14, somewhere in that range. And my mom had booked a private room at the family fun center and pizza and invited a bunch of people from my class and everything. And this is insane. When we got there, there's this big thing you could climb on, and it had a zip line and all. You just climb around in it. It had an age limit, and it was the age I turned.
Oh,
What?
that's no good.
The age limit, it was like, oh, sorry, 12 and under. And I had turned 13.
That sucks.
And all of the people at my party were younger than me, and they all went in. And I remember sitting outside of it thinking, this is, I can't believe this is actually happening, and hearing them laughing and like doing stuff. And my mom like tried to talk to someone, but it was just teenagers working. They didn't have any authority or whatever. And I think part of me probably was like, I'll just go do something else. I'm not going to make a stink about it. But it mattered enough that I remember it now today.
Dang, man.
It just seems so ridiculous that I was like, wait a minute, that's this birthday. And they're, yep, sorry, you aged out. What about you?
My worst birthday ever was, I want to say, I don't remember exactly the age. It was maybe 26, 27. And I remember the birthday fell on a Saturday. And the Friday before I had some sort of wrestling booking, I got a ticket. I think I was younger, actually, now that I think about it. But I got a ticket on my way from
Like a speeding
that
or
booking.
a traffic ticket.
It wasn't like speeding. It was some bullshit. I don't remember what it
Yeah.
was. It was some bullshit. Because I remember it pissed me off. I was like, I can't afford this freaking ticket. And they were expensive. So I got that on Friday before my birthday. Then on my birthday, it was like a little awkward because I had a girlfriend and we were kind of like beefing at the time.
Okay.
So it was like awkward while we were all hanging out with my friends and stuff. And then I ended up going to like a hookah bar with some other friends. And so that was like a weird day. And then the next day I had another show and I got, I think I had like a shitty match And then I got another ticket
Oh.
that same day, like that 2 tickets in one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my way home from that show, after I got the ticket, my girlfriend called me and broke up with me.
She broke with you the day after your birthday.
Yeah.
Man, that things
Yeah.
must have been rough.
It was rough. We were beefing, I told you.
Yeah.
We were dropping diss records on each other. and
Wow.
stuff. Not really. But so yeah, that was like probably the worst birthday I ever had. It was like, I was like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah.
But to make up for it, a couple of months later, all my friends and we got together and I had a rebirthday.
Oh.
And so my birthday is April 2nd. I think we did this on like June 2nd. And I had a rebirthday, and literally, I tell you, the entire weekend, it felt like it was my actual birthday. We all
So
went out.
cool.
We had like a house party. We went out, like we did all this other stuff. We did so much. And that was one of the best birthdays I ever had.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
not
it
on your
worked out
birthday.
great.
I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna say we went to an Angels game.
We went to the beach, I think. My rebirthday.
Yeah. Wow.
People
okay.
to this day will talk about they'll still say, man, remember your rebirthday? That was amazing.
They
had a great time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't keep that rolling and just say,
Should've.
you know what, June 2nd now. We're doing
I should
June.
have. I'm not a big birthday guy either, by the
Yeah.
way. I don't really celebrate that much. I'll say, oh, I should do something, and then I don't.
Yeah, I also, but I don't get too much on the other side. I know people that are like, don't talk to me on my birthday. Like, I don't want to think about getting
Yeah.
older. And I go, you've been getting older all year, my friend.
I tell people this. They say, oh, man, getting old sucks. And I say, you know what? The alternative sucks more.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Eric.
true. You're talking about
Yeah.
getting younger as you age, Benjamin
No,
Button.
I'm
right?
talking about waking up
Benjamin Button
dead.
style.
Yeah, yeah.
Eric.
My worst birthday was turning 21. The day before I turned 21, I guess 2 days before, my truck blew a head gasket, so I couldn't drive it anymore. So I had to borrow a bike to ride to class from my roommate. And I was riding to class, and as I was riding to class, I got onto campus, and I got run over by a car.
Oh, God.
It was your truck.
I don't know how they got it. A guy just ran me over like in slow motion, ran over like the whole bike on top of like my right foot
Oh
and
my
like right
God.
ankle.
Damn.
Oh, it was bad. I had to go to the hospital, and then the next day was my birthday, and I couldn't, for my 21st birthday, I couldn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Couldn't celebrate.
I was laid up from getting run over by a car on my way to a final. I
Wow.
couldn't make the final because I got run over by a car, and I had to email my professor and say, this sounds like the most made up thing anyone could ever tell you, but I just got run over by a car. Talk to campus police. They'll tell you I got run over by a car. And then I went to the hospital, and then it was my birthday. And that was
the
it.
professor replied, and he was like, well, this is such a coincidence because I just hit someone with my car.
I just hit the most annoying kid on
You
a
should have
fucking
heard the
bike.
sound he made when I rode over that bike. Yeah, that sucks.
Have you guys ever been hit by a car?
No.
Not
Can't
no.
say I've ever been
Why?
hit by a car.
Why did
Knock
you
on
both
wood,
really
man.
have to think about it?
Well,
Why
'cause
was
it's-
that a
what-
rest?
I mean,
That
there-
is weird.
there's-
You would think you would have a.
What
You
was-
just
Yeah, but I mean,
immediately
there's a
remember.
difference between like getting like and then
Yeah.
rolling over the windshield or getting run over like he did. I'm sure when I was a teenager and you would go and hang out with friends and people were being irresponsible with cars, I'm sure at some point a foot.
We
or
almost did it as a
something.
spot when I was backyard wrestling, and I thank
Yeah,
God
big surprise
we
you
didn't do it because I probably I would have got hurt real bad.
Yeah, probably.
Like
I
I was
bet.
like, I think I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm so glad we didn't do that.
CM Punk steps in.
So
and he goes,
stupid.
No,
So
we're not doing that. It's a real windshield.
What
See
what
this?
other spot?
Real
like,
glass. Cry me a river.
What do you have any other backyard wrestling spots that you almost did and then like I guess like got like talked out of, or ones that I guess you did do? Do you remember any?
He doesn't remember the ones that were real bad.
I didn't do anything too crazy. I was very technical in my backyard wrestling. I was very technical in my back.
You would get on the trampoline and you'd be the shooter.
I didn't do trampolines. I was scared of trampolines.
Was this there's because I always say that I did backyard wrestling, but it was my friends and I, we built a ring and we never
Yeah.
did stuff. It was never like chairs and trash cans and light bulbs. It was never that. It was
Never.
really bad wrestling matches. But Did you do
ours
the
was
full
either
on?
it was either on the grass
Okay.
or a built ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a built ring. Like, and so I'll tell you the stupidest thing we probably ever did. We had one of the wrestlers that had this fake gun, and it looked real. And we were just at a public park wrestling, and we were like shooting video of it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And somebody must have called the police and said, these kids are over at this park and have a gun. Because at some point during one of our matches, we didn't even notice they snuck up on us. We just hear, "Where's the gun?"
Oh my
And then we
gosh.
look over and there's like 3 police officers behind trees pointing guns at us.
Yeah.
And like, I just picture them behind the trees.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where's the gun?" And we were like, "Huh?" And so yeah.
Then
that
This
was-
Is Awesome chance started.
we got it on. We had it on tape. We had it on
Really?
tape. Yeah. It's like that was one of many times I've had police officer pull guns on me.
Wow.
Jesus.
I've had police officers pull guns on me 3 or 4 times throughout my life. Yeah.
That's there's more to unpack there.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. You know, when you grow up
Yeah.
with this skin, you know,
Yeah.
It
No,
is
I
what
don't
it
know.
is.
I honestly don't
It
know.
is what it
But
is.
I hear you. I hear you.
it is what it is. You know,
Speaking of stuff like that, Eric, you're 40 now.
40.
How do
yeah.
you
Forte.
how do you feel? We talk. This whole podcast is not necessarily about aging, but it's about growing and changing, and
that.
when you can pivot, and it's never too late to pivot, and what that means. How are you feeling as you approach what I feel is like a pretty definitive adult life milestone?
When
right?
you getting your
Yeah.
butt checked?
Yeah, that's soon. It's got to be soon. I keep checking it, but I haven't had any.
No,
problems.
you need
I
a
haven't found any
doctor.
problems
You
myself.
can't check it yourself. Trust me.
What do you mean?
That's different. You need
Don't-
a
Then what have
doctor
I
to
been
do
doing?
it.
Don't let the doctor backstage at wrestling shows do it.
Yeah, he's not a
So-
doctor.
Yeah, he's especially if it's a lucha show. He doesn't even know how to do it.
He had a mask on.
Yeah. No idea how he's able to stick his finger in with both hands on your
Here comes El
said-
Medico.
He said open wide, and it was just like, all right, go for it, I guess.
It was weird how the boys were allowed to watch. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, I don't feel different being 40. I talked to my aunt yesterday, and she was like, "Yeah, does it feel strange?" And I went, "No." It's like it feels the same. I've felt 28 since I was 28, so I just kind of keep feeling 28. And she went, "Yeah. Have you written it down yet?" And I went, "What?" And she said, "Have you written down like that you're 40?"
Yeah.
And I went, "No." And she went, "Oh, okay." That's when it really sinks in.
You have to
And I
write
went,
it down?
"Oh,
At some point in the coming months,
Do it when you're 60.
he'll have to do it.
That's right.
Yeah, do it when you're 40, 50, 60, something like that.
The
I
bigger
just-
thing is when you're pulling from a drop down menu and you have to pick
Yep.
what age bracket you fall in. that's the
next
one that's
one.
bigger. Like, wait a minute, I'm not in the same bracket that goes to 60. Why am I
Yeah.
clicking that? But
Yeah, it's the getting out of like, oh yeah, the target demographic where everything is made for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not in that anymore, and now I'm in the lower one. That's
I'll
gonna
tell you,
be the
though,
brutal.
The cool
part,
thing
but-
about the business we're in, even wrestling wise, I remember it was either my 39th or 40th birthday. Cody called me and he asked me how old you are. And I told him, yeah, whatever it was, 39, 40, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, you're entering your wrestling prime."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Huh." And I laughed kind of at first. I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "No, like seriously, like that's your wrestling prime."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, we talked about it a little bit, and I talked to like Shawn Spears about it too, and it's like, it makes sense because you're still young enough to do everything that you could do in your 30s and your 20s, really.
Mm-hmm.
But you're so much more like you're seasoned.
Yeah.
You're more seasoned, and
Yeah.
you're a lot smarter, and so you know how and when and where to do everything. So with you, you're even more so because you're an outside of the ring performer and podcasting, and I mean you can do it forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it like, and James can probably speak to this too. Like turning 40 in this business of like, hey, I'm on camera and I'm like, hey, I'm telling jokes and all this stuff. It felt like I was worried for a minute, like, oh, I'm sort of like getting to like this age where it's like, oh, is this embarrassing to do? But then I realized that a guy that I own a company with, who started the last company that me and James worked for, Jeff, is 10 years older than me and doing the exact same thing I'm doing. So I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You know,
like I don't have anything to worry about.
It's weird, actually, and this could be something that we can both kind of talk about, is as in-ring performers, it's been a strange thing in the last maybe decade or so where people kind of frame wrestling as a young person's business, which it really isn't. But there is this like ageism. And we saw like, you know, one of my friends goes through like LA Knight, like they'll talk about his age. I hate to bring him up when it comes to this, but like, I know that was a lot of the chatter with him online. And to me, it's weird because, I mean, one, it is an art form, right? So like your age honestly doesn't really matter as long as you can still compete and perform. But even if you look at outside of wrestling, if you look at someone like Bernard Hopkins, who was a boxer, and he had the best run of his career in his 40s. He made the most money. He had he broke the most records, and he became the most famous at any point of his entire career. Was 40 through 49. Randy Couture started his MMA career at 34 MMA, and had the best run of his career at 40 until 50, fought until he was like 50 years old, had the best run of his career. Same thing, made the most money. There are a lot of cases like that. LeBron James is 41. He's still one of the top players in the league. Tom Brady went until he was 44.
Yeah.
And going back specifically to Randy Couture and Bernard Hopkins, that is a combat sport, MMA and boxing. So if a guy can get it done legitimately in a combat sport, then why can't a guy get it in a sports entertainment environment? And I think that's something, it probably won't change the perception in wrestling, but I think it should. I think it should change, and fans and hopefully promoters and everyone should kind of understand that there really isn't an expiration date. Like there isn't like a blanket expiration date on performers. The expiration is when they can no longer do what they love to do at a high level. You know?
Yeah. I think building even on top of that, that's if you're staying within the same craft. I think about like Dave Batista.
Yeah.
Who was a late start pro wrestler.
True.
Who then managed to achieve a lot of things and has since pivoted to a whole different career path that he's also excelling in.
Right.
You know, like he's a critically acclaimed actor in some of the biggest movies ever. And that's another pivot that he may not even seen in his future.
Yeah.
And a lot of it just comes from the drive, I think. LA Knight, like, because I'm 42 and I have a match on Friday, you know, like, and I'm never forgetting that. I'm fully aware of it. I'm sure if I was younger, I wouldn't have to ever think, oh, but I'm 26 or whatever. But I don't have the experience that an LA Knight has. I wasn't building my craft the way he was before he got to step out into the spotlight. But I do think that there's something to, if I had started when I was like in my early 20s, I don't know if I'd be doing it now. And there could be any number of reasons, but I don't know if I would. A part of me is like really glad that I waited until I was talking about this with Eric before the podcast started, but part of me wonders if I had the naivete of youth. Right. And that whole invulnerability. I think about the way I weight trained back then, which is so stupid, you know? And how I approach it now, that's how I walked into the world of pro wrestling with what's the most methodical way for me to get what I want out of this without taking anything off the back end? You know, how can I listen to myself if my knee isn't feeling good, my ankle isn't feeling good? I'm not going to force myself through. I'm going to communicate that I need an extra week or I need a whatever to myself, to my co-performers, all these different things. These crazy high-flying moves. Eric and I were talking about young guys getting out there and being like, what can I do? What can I do that's going to knock someone's socks off? I don't need to knock anyone's socks off.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to do it, it's not going to be with a 450, or that's 450s are too small now, but whatever it is. But I'm totally happy with the voice that I found for myself in my small matches that I do in Chatsworth. And having a blast. And I'm able to do it. Like, I come off the match on a Friday night and I go, oh, I feel okay. I'll be fine on Saturday. And that's how I want to be right now at age 42, you know?
I think there's a seasoning and there's a maturity that comes with not only years in the business, but I think age as well. If I go back to when I was young in my 20s and that sort of thing, I was really good, but I wasn't nowhere near as good as I am now.
Oh, yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't have looked good on TV back then at 170 pounds or whatever I was. Like, I just was watching a video of myself a couple days ago. It was like little more than 10 or around 10 years ago. And even then I was just like, damn, man, I didn't look good physically. It did not look good. I was not good. I thought I was in shape then, but compared to where I am now, and there's just like, you just learn how to perform better.
Yeah.
And a lot of that doesn't go away. It gets better. If you look at other art forms, look at Tom Hanks or look at Denzel Washington, like, you can't really look at them and say like, they've lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
He peaked it big.
Yeah, he might be a little too old to be doing this.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't really have it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not really there. And I get that, you know, when it's a physical performance, it's different. But if you could still do it, I mean, and you can look at guys, Chris Jericho, Christian, Edge. These guys are, they're still phenomenal.
So great,
you know. And I that's an inspiration. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be doing it as long as they have, but the fact that they're able to still do it. Shelton Benjamin.
Oh my God! Well,
holy cow.
Genetic oddities.
Is there a
Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are just like,
I mean, if you can find a 20-something-year-old like better than those guys,
I know,
good
I
luck,
know.
You know.
But even to your point, like, they were supreme athletic specimens then. They still are, but the way they they're better wrestlers.
They're better wrestlers.
So it's not just a matter of the muscles and how quickly they can do whatever. There's a lot more to it, and that's something that you can always choose to continue building.
Yeah,
always,
again, it's something
learning.
You're still young enough to do everything that you used to do, but you're smart enough to know how to do it. And actually, I'll tell you, that's one of the things why I changed my style. When I first came into wrestling, I was a high flyer. I was doing 450s. I was doing Phoenix splashes. I was diving all the time. I was doing all these crazy things, and I didn't stop doing it because I couldn't do it anymore. I stopped doing it when I was still doing it. And I was smart enough at that time to think a day may come where I can't do this anymore. And I don't want to be known for doing this. And because I'd never want anyone to look and say, man, you should have seen him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's good now, but man, 10 years ago, you should have seen the stuff he was doing. I never wanted that.
Yeah.
And so I threw all of that stuff in the trash when I was still able to do it. And I just completely rebuilt my style because I wanted to have a style, wanted to become known for something that I can do forever.
Yeah.
You know, and we've talked about it before. Look at Dustin. Dustin is like the same today as he was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. He's still great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. I think that with wrestling, you're talking about like that seasoning that you get and everything. And I think it's this misconception of, I think people look at it like, oh, it's like a young man's game. And then you look at the guys who are on TV at the highest level and all this stuff. It's guys who have had reps for years and years and years and years. And there are less younger guys who have those opportunities in that stuff, but they're on the indies and they're getting the reps to build up, to get the seasoning, to go to the next level, because it feels like, with acting and everything else, you have to do the 10,000 hours before you get to the point where you can really show off what you're capable of. And too much too fast can really burn someone out, and it can really hurt a young career. And I think it's something to really be mindful of. Like, when you look at wrestling through the years, you look at people and you be like, oh man, like, how old were they when they were doing this? And it's like, you look at like the 90s, and there are some guys who are like 24 doing this stuff, and it's just like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. Because now it's not, 24 is so young in pro wrestling now, where 40 used to be like, well, he's done. Like, oh yeah, these guys are never wrestling again. 40, it's over. And now it's like 40 again, like Cody was saying.
But even back in the
That's your
day, I
problem?
don't think it was like that, because didn't we just say, like, when Flair did the 92 Rumble, wasn't he like
Yep.
42?
He was older.
I
And,
think
like,
it was an
even through
older
the
person
80s.
business even back then.
Mhm.
And
Crazy.
for whatever reason, it just, this perception in the last like 15 years or 20 years, whatever it is, has been that it's a young man's business, but it really wasn't. I got
It's not,
something
yeah.
for you. So you just turned 40. Think about this. You're the same age as Bret Hart was when Wrestling with Shadow was being filmed.
Holy shit.
Oh, those
is
are the
that
things
right?
that do break my brain.
That breaks your brain.
When it
Yeah.
goes, oh yeah, you're the same age as so and so when they filmed this movie, or you're like, you're the
Yeah.
same age as Russell Crowe when he was filming Gladiator. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
What blows my mind too is people that passed.
Oh well, yeah.
You know, like because
Oh,
like Kobe Bryant was 41. You know,
Wow, really?
yeah, Kobe Bryant was 41 when he passed, and I believe Eddie Guerrero was like
30,
38,
yeah, I think
39.
30, maybe. Yeah,
so young,
yeah.
so young.
It's wild.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. It's wild to think about things that
Jesus,
nature. And
Jesus. I outlasted him by a mile.
this is not
Shut
what I
us
want.
out.
This is not.
I'm
what
just
I want.
saying.
This is not what I want for my life.
You know.
Oh boy. I don't even remember. I was going to say something, but
Couldn't have been that important.
and,
Well,
uh,
Well, as you're maybe shifting gears,
Yes.
we are getting on towards time, but I want to hit you guys with just a couple of things in a little game of this or that. See, here's the thing: you guys don't know shit about each other, and I understand that. That's fine. That's by design, apparently. But we're going to learn a little bit about about each other. I'm gonna hit you with some questions. This or that. You guys pick, debate, kind of feel out so you can learn more about yourselves. I'm gonna hit you with a few. Let's start with a little birthday one.
okay.
Ice cream or cake?
Cake for me. Easy.
Yeah, I'll do cake.
I love ice cream. I've grown to love ice cream more as an adult. Didn't really like it as a kid.
Interesting.
Couldn't figure out why. Did some
What?
introspection, figured out why. Ice cream serving's too big for me. It's too much. I don't want that much ice cream. But as a kid, you feel you just got a delicious sweet treat. You have to eat the whole thing. And so as an adult, I will go and I'll get ice cream and I go, that's really good. And then just dunk it in the trash when I'm done with it.
There's no ice cream portion that's too big for me. Actually, that's not true, because I will throw it away if I don't
Drives me
finish
out.
it. Yeah, you're right.
So
It drives me out.
it drives me out. I don't know how. It's the only
Drives me
liquid
out.
thing that I go, I'm so dry afterwards. But now, as an adult, I really love ice cream, but I still would probably go cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you eating like sand ice cream? Like, what are you doing?
It's the
Like, what? It
chemical. It's
dries
how it
you
works.
out.
It's salt. You use salt to make ice cream, and
It's
so
true. That's
probably
a good point.
it's probably dehydrating
You think
in there.
It's not a good point. You think they're putting
great
salt
point.
in the
He
ice
said-
cream?
He said good point.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Well, you're a couple of road dogs. Drive or fly?
I guess we're not supposed to get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, if we were getting
I'll
into
go
the
drive.
nitty-gritty, I would say how far
Yeah, I know.
we're going, because if it's like a 25-hour trip, I'd rather
It's to
fly.
London. It's to London
Yeah,
in
to
this particular.
Drive to London.
I mean, if it's just I'm gonna go drive.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't. It
I mean,
depends
again,
where
it
I'm
really
going,
depends
but
on
like,
where we're going. If it's
but
I
I don't
yeah.
hate driving. When
If
you're
I'm-
moving,
yeah.
if you're moving, driving's fine.
I'm not gonna go on the Oregon Trail. Well, I'd rather fly that. But
Get some
you
dysentery.
remember Oregon Trail?
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
some
Whole
dysentery. down
family
there.
died.
Dysentery.
Listen, your aunt got bit by a python.
Well-
The next day, your aunt has died.
Everyone
your
always.
your uncle broke his leg. The next day, your uncle died.
Yeah. Every single time it would be like dysentery. And as a kid, you're like, man, dysentery. And then as an adult, you find out what dysentery is, and you're like, oh my God.
Why would they make a game for kids where your whole family dies
They pooped themselves.
every
learn.
time? My whole
tough.
family died every time.
Do you ford the river or do you?
I don't remember, bro. We
Oh,
all
yeah.
died. We all died. Every single one of us.
Kill
Generation
all the
just
buffalo.
Done, bro.
Easy stuff.
Done.
I just,
Anyways, yeah, drive.
wow, I can't believe that. I mean, I'm such like a. I'd much rather fly almost.
This is
anywhere I
also
could.
granted. This is coming from the guy that flies to Vegas now.
That's true.
It's a 3.5 hour drive.
But the Vegas flight is pretty good.
It's a
It's
30
pretty
minute
good.
flight.
Yeah,
it's
it's nice.
beautiful.
It's up and
It's
down.
just a little.
You get up.
Yeah.
And
They
you
don't
go
even
right
like
back
get up for like
down.
cruising.
Yeah.
They just go.
Yeah.
I'll hit you with a couple more.
Okay.
Regular potato or sweet potato.
I'm gonna go sweet potato.
I'm gonna go regular potato.
Ooh. James, do you think it's because it's like a Southern guy and it's like there's like something to it?
Maybe. I don't know. Regular potatoes feel like filler. Feels like you need to do more. And this is a whole mental thing because they're basically the same. I know. But for some reason, when someone goes, "Oh, do you want fries or sweet potato fries?" I go, "Well, that's fries plus." So I'll take the plus. So in my mind, we as a society have established that sweet potato is like potato plus.
And I want the regular fries.
So
Yeah. I'm definitely way more on the regular potato side. I like a sweet potato. I think it's good. But regular potato, I think, is just doing the job just fine. Got nothing against it. Hit you with a couple more. How about this? Magic, real or fake?
I guess it depends entirely on definition of magic. No one wants
Okay.
me to get into it, but I think that we are here doing this right now is magic.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not really what I meant, but
So
I
I'm going to
guess I
go
get what you're
real.
saying.
I'm going to go magic is real, but in the sense that chemistry and biology is way more impressive than some guy going like, "Where'd that bunny come from?"
Super easy for me. I know he's real. I've seen him in
He?
person, and yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
magic.
he won
Okay.
5 championships
Got it.
for us.
Showtime.
I know
Got
for a fact he is real.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate James's answers so much.
You hate my answer more than
I
him
hate
going,
it.
"I've seen him
Yeah,
play."
His answer I saw coming. Your answer is like, "Oh, it will wake up every day is a miracle." Shut up. No, God, get
I didn't
real.
say
I don't have
miracle.
time for this.
I didn't say
Ugh.
miracle. I said it's magical. Difference.
Ridiculous.
It's
All right.
difference.
Hit you with this last one. Kind of want to know where you guys lie on this scale here.
Nervous.
NWO Hollywood or NWO Wolfpack?
Oh. Damn.
I'm just gonna ask my very young self, and he's gonna say Wolfpack. That's just like such. I don't think there was ever a better offshoot of a already established legendary stable than Wolfpack. So
I have a confession. I didn't really like the Wolfpack that much.
wow,
I felt like that's
Oh.
when they started going downhill.
It-
Once they split off into 2 and they had the Wolfpack in the red, which was kind of cool. I get it, but the traditional black and white, I like. Stevie Ray was in the Hollywood version, I believe. He had the slapjack.
He did.
Yeah, I'm going Hollywood.
all right, okay,
Yeah, I'm going
all
Hollywood.
right. I think the Wolfpack was an indicator. You know when they say like recession indicators, it was an indicator
Yeah.
of the downfall of the NWO storyline.
yeah.
But there was a period where both existed, and it was phenomenal.
I'll tell you why I didn't like the Wolfpack. I just figured out. This is why I did not like the Wolfpack. Because Sting joined the NWO.
I get
He
it.
should have
get
never
it.
joined
No,
the NWO.
I agree. I agree.
He fought the NWO from the very first day, and I never wanted him to join the NWO. I didn't think he should have joined the NWO,
I agree.
and yeah, that's why I don't like the Wolfpack.
Okay, that's fair.
I get it. It's just when he had the red and black face paint and he had the singlet that was red and black, and I was 12 years old. It was the coolest
And he
thing
had
I've
the
ever
goatee.
seen.
He broke
He
bad.
grew a goatee in.
Oh, it was so like long too. He had like it was so pointy, and then he'd go.
The paint was cool. The paint was cool, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I see what you're
you
saying.
know, he didn't have to join the NWO to do it.
Yeah,
He could have started
they
like
just had
he could have started like a WCW New Blood thing and wore red.
That's true. That would have been cool. Then they wouldn't have to call. They could have just. They didn't have to be NWO. They could have just been the Wolfpack.
Yeah,
You know.
they could have been blood in, blood out. WCW, where the big boys play.
they wanted to sell T-shirts, guys.
Yeah,
That's
You're
true.
forgetting about the $1 billion they made selling T-shirts.
yeah. They made a lot of money.
Oh, R.I.P. Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Ted, billionaire Ted.
Speaking of, yeah.
What up, Ted? that James Brown interview. Ted, where you at? Yeah, shout out to Ted Turner, man. Legend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Legend.
Damn.
Imagine if WCW won. What would the world be like right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
The 2000 election would have gone the other way. Whole
Alternate
world would have
universe,
changed.
man.
Whole world. We don't
Alternate
realize
universe.
that was the butterfly wing.
Holy cow.
WCW and Al Gore.
WCW.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
If WCW won, that'd have been
Prevent-
wild, man.
Prevents climate change.
That would have been really wild.
Things
Well,
would've been different.
speaking of wild, so all
Yeah,
things
that's-
must come to
that's
an
it.
end, and thus this podcast must come to an end. Thank you so much, as always, for watching and listening to this show. And if you want to be part of the conversation, are we crazy? Ice cream versus cake? Let us know. Do it in the comments on YouTube or on Instagram. Creating Character Pod is the place to hear your voice. Not actually. It'll be text. It'll be text based. But yeah, we honestly, we love getting your feedback there. And it's the best way to keep up on what the next episode's going to be. It's the best way to follow us. So yeah, that's where you guys should like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. If you want to hear more from me personally, I don't know why you would, but if you want to, you can find me at james.willems on Instagram. Also, shout out to myself. I'm doing a live show in Austin, Texas.
Oh.
July 15th, doing a live version of my Answer For It show. And guess who's going to be on it?
Who?
Eric Baddour.
Whoa.
First announced guest here on our show. I haven't announced
wanna
any other
go.
guests yet.
I want to go.
Come.
Maybe I
Come to
will.
Austin.
Austin,
July
July 15th. Come to
Yeah.
Austin.
Maybe I'll come.
All right.
You should.
Maybe I'll
It'll be
come.
Please,
great, dude.
let me
It'll
know.
be so much fun. It'll
Look
be
at my
awesome. The
schedule.
weather will be fucking miserable. You're gonna
so-
love it.
Eric and I used to have to do a convention in July in Austin,
Well, it's a
Texas
Wednesday.
every year. And it was just misery. The convention was great, but the time of year and the weather was misery. So that's why I said, I have to go back. Like I'm in an episode of Lost. I said,
Yep.
I have to go back. And so, yeah, July 15th, maybe we drop a link to the tickets
Yep,
in the
I'll get it.
description somewhere. But yeah, Eric will be there and maybe Sky will be there.
Maybe Sky
Let
as
me
well.
know. Let
Yeah.
me know. And
That'll be
yeah, there we go.
Where can they find you?
James.Willems on Instagram. It's the
Boom.
best place to follow.
At Scorpio Sky on Instagram.
You can follow me at Eric Baddour. Took a picture in front of a old logo that we used to work at called Achievement Hunter, and I just said we're back, and it has I think 12,000 likes because I tricked everybody.
You tricked everybody. Go wish Eric a happy birthday. too.
Yes. Wish Eric a happy birthday.
Yeah.
And follow us on Creating Character Pod.
Boom.
See?
All right.
Good at it.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.